These buttery biscuits are super easy to make and are completely gluten-free. To see how these delicious biscuits are made, stick around. All the ingredients and the exact recipe will be in the description below. In a large mixing bowl, you'll add your flour. I use a 1-to-1 baking flour that I find at my local bulk food store. I like how it is. I like the flavor of it. It has xanthan gum in it already, so if your variety doesn't have it, make sure you add like a couple of teaspoons. I find that xanthan gum always works best in gluten-free baking. Next, you'll add the baking powder, salt, and sugar and whisk that together. I only used 1 teaspoon of salt since I'm using salted butter in this recipe. It does call for unsalted butter, so you'll want to add the full amount if you're using unsalted butter. Now you'll want to add the shortening and cut that into the flour mixture. I'm using a pastry cutter, but you can always use 2 forks or you can smush it between your fingers until you get a crumbly mixture. Now you'll add the cold milk. I used a spatula to mix it in because I've tried using a whisk before and it just clumps and it's not fun. So, use a spatula for best results in this case. You don't really need to mix it too vigorously, just until the milk is absorbed into the flour, really, and there's no more powderiness left. I used this white dish, but it's recommended that you use an 8x8 square. I used this dish because it looks nice. You're gonna add the melted butter to the bottom of that dish, and then you're gonna pour the batter, plump the batter in more so, because it's kind of thick at this point. So you're gonna want to add it into the thing on top of the butter and then smooth it out as best you can. I like to put pre-cut it almost, if you know what I mean, and put channels in it to let that buttery goodness come up through it while it's baking. So you can add some melted butter on top. You want extra butter. Butter's always better. So if you want some extra, but I didn't do this, but put some extra butter on top, and then you're gonna pop them in a 450-degree oven for 18 to 20 minutes or until the tops are golden. And if they're done but the tops aren't golden enough, you can always broil them for 1 to 2 minutes. You're gonna want to let the butter fully absorb before you go and serve these, otherwise it's just a spitting mess. As you can see, they are so soft and so good. They're delicious and buttery and salty, just how a biscuit should be. Let me know if you try this one and if it turns out well for you, and I will see you in the next one.